Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am making my all-time favorite Albanian soup ever, and it is Grosh. My grandma makes the best Grosh in the whole entire world. So I finally got the recipe from her and I started making it myself, and we are obsessed with it. But before I give you my secret recipe, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on all post notifications. So the reason why I want to make this recipe is because I feel like it's something that I kind of created my own little healthier twist to it. It's still not the healthiest recipe in the world, but I can still eat it and feel guilt-free. So let's get started. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my meat to boil. What I have is mishtat. It's basically the backstrap of a pig. My stepmom gave this to me. Normally my father-in-law makes it for me. If you live in Michigan, you can get it at Vincent Joe's. I know they have it, and Randazzo should also have it. But I like to boil it first just because you get all that fat out of there and it gets all the nasty heaviness out of there first. So I let it boil for a couple hours. And then I also like to do my beans. I like to let them boil first, so I don't have to keep the soup boiling for so long. So I just like to pre-cook these. And I like to use white beans. To me, they taste better. Great Northern specifically. The kidney beans are just too heavy. I love the white, but you could do what you prefer. So I just added the water, put the heat to about 7, and I like to also boil it ahead of time because it makes the meat just fall apart. I like when my meat falls apart, so I get a bite in every, I get a piece in every bite, I should say. But yeah, I don't normally time how long I boil it for. I just see when the meat starts falling apart. But it's 12:40 right now. I will let you guys know how long it is once it starts falling apart. So now I'm adding my white beans to boil. I have just over 1 cup, which is perfect for me because I don't like too many beans in my food. It's personal preference. And then I'm just gonna fill it with water and let that boil. And then once they're done, because it would be done before the meat, I just set it aside. Also, little tip, if it doesn't seem like a lot of beans, beans expand. So just be careful for that. So I took my meat out and put it into a bigger pot. And I'm now going to add some smoked sausage. I like 1 piece is more than enough. I like to slice it up and I'm gonna let it boil in here. Okay, my meat is about done. It's starting to fall apart. When I put it on, I think it was like 12:48. Now it's 3:47. So it's been on here for a while. But you can see all the fat came out of the meat. This is why I like to pre-boil it. And this is a super lengthy process, guys, so make sure you have a lot of time in the day that you cook Grosh. But this is done. I'm gonna take it off the heat, drain the water, and I'm gonna start chopping my vegetables. Oh, and my beans are done too. Ooh, got all foggy. My beans are done, so I'm just letting them sit there. So these are the vegetables I'm using. 1 red bell pepper, 2 yellow onions, and make sure you use yellow because they have the most amount of flavor for cooking. And the reason I'm using 2 is because they're smaller and it's a big soup. And then garlic. I love fresh garlic, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cloves because it's such a big soup, so I want lots of flavor. And one thing I did forget that I'm so mad is carrots. I love adding carrots and chopping them. But I'm gonna rinse these, chop them, and then I will show you where we go from next. Now I just want to show you guys my handy dandy vegetable chopper because this thing has changed my freaking life. So what I do is I chop my veggies in half just so they fit in here. And oh my god, I forgot my top piece. Hold on, it's washed. I need to attach that real quick. Okay, there we go, now it's on. So you just press down and it literally chops everything for you in seconds. It's so nice. This is the best thing I've literally ever bought. Amazon. So I put everything through that. My garlic though, I put through a garlic press because I just like it finer. And now I have my huge pot. I'm gonna add about a tablespoon of olive oil to it. And guys, I'm really bad at measurements, so I'm gonna try to do my best with this. But then I have all my chopped veggies. I'm gonna add that and just fry them for just about a minute or 2. Oh, also I'm gonna add my garlic. So I'm gonna do that right now. Now that my veggies are all fried up, I'm going to add water. And I never measure, so luckily on my pot it shows me how many quarts. So I will tell you guys how many quarts of water I add to this. Okay, I added about 7 quarts of water to this. Now I'm going to add some tomato sauce. The Cento one is my favorite. I feel like it has the most flavor. Then I'm gonna add my meat into the pot so all the meat can start falling apart. I'm gonna wait a little later to add the beans so they don't get too mushy. I also add potatoes to mine. I love potatoes in it. I know some people hate it. So if you do not like potatoes, make sure you add extra beans because you need more of that thicker consistency. Also, this is super watery, so later on, once everything starts cooking together, I'm gonna show you how to thicken it up. So I'm just adding the 1 15-ounce can of tomato sauce to the soup. Put it all in there. Oh no, I knew that was gonna happen. Let me get that. Now I lost it. Great. Here we go. Next, I'm going to add my meat into the soup. It gives it so much flavor when it just sits in there and boils together. And then you can start adding your seasonings now too. Like I said, we're Albanian. We're terrible at measurements. So I'm gonna try to do my best and tell you guys how much of the seasonings I put, but honestly you have to taste it. With every soup it's so different. You gotta just keep adding until you get that flavor, but I'm definitely gonna show you what I use because that's important, I feel like. Then I'm just gonna peel and cut up my potatoes. This is a lot of liquid, but it's gonna drink it up. I'm gonna peel and cut my potatoes and then add those too. So I chopped up 5 small potatoes. You can use about like 2 or 3 Yukon Gold potatoes. But don't chop these up too big or leave them too big because you want bite-sized pieces in your soup. I just used golden potatoes because that's what I used to, or that's what I had at home. It doesn't really matter. Whatever you have, as long as they're potatoes. Okay, now I'm going to add my potatoes into the soup. Be careful, don't burn yourself or make a mess, but it's impossible not to make a mess when you're cooking grosh. I don't know why I'm not doing it this way, but it just splashes everywhere. Okay. Now for the fun part, seasoning. So I really just add anything and everything. Obviously you want to start off with salt and pepper first. I have my whole big bin of seasonings. So let me get that. And we'll start with salt and pepper. It's a big soup. Seems like a lot of salt, but you need it for a soup this big. And you have to adjust, obviously. Then I'm gonna add some black pepper. Also, I only like ground black pepper. I hate it in like a container. I don't know what you call it, but if it's not ground, it doesn't taste the same. So ground black pepper is the best. Next, onion and garlic powder. This is my staple for everything that I cook, always. So it looks like a crap ton of seasoning, but you need it because your broth is water, so it's flavorless without it. Like I said, go little by little. You do not want to overdo it because you can always add, you can never subtract. Then I have my garlic salt. This has garlic, parsley, salt. I don't really know what else, but it's so good. So flavorful. Then the key ingredient is paprika. That's what gives it the nice grosh color. So add a good amount of that to it. And your tomato sauce also gives it that nice Grosh color. Then I have Viget. I get the one that's non-GMO, blah, 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 all that, but you need Viget in your Albanian dishes. That's what gives it that nice flavor. So just add a good amount of that. Then I think I'm done with seasonings for right now. I'm just gonna let everything boil little by little, and then once the potatoes are almost done is when I'm gonna start tasting it, playing around with it, messing with the thickness. And yeah, just gonna give it a quick little stir, and then just let it sit for a minute. It's been about 20 minutes since I added all my stuff into my soup, so I think it's time for me to add my beans. So I'm just gonna slowly pour them in here without trying to make a mess. There we go. And then just give it a nice little mix up. Perfect. Now I'm just gonna let that simmer slowly. Okay guys, this has been simmering for about 45 minutes, and the potatoes are soft. Everything seems to be ready. Okay, now for thickening up the soup, what you're gonna wanna take is some olive oil, add it to a pan, and you're gonna wanna take equal parts olive oil to flour. So I added about this much to my pan. I don't know if you guys can really tell, but let that heat up. Then I have just all-purpose flour. And this gets kind of hard, honestly, doing it all by yourself. But I'm gonna take, I do it a tablespoon at a time. Add it to the hot pan. Then I'm going to take a whisk and whisk this together. I know it seems super weird, but this is the trick. And see how it looks more oily? That means you need to add more flour. So add a little bit more flour. Looks like this now. I think I want to add just a tad bit more. Just a tad. I'm wondering if this big soup is going to need more thickener, but we'll see. So this is exactly what I want it to look like. That's perfect. So now, what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna go in your soup, get just liquid, don't get any veggies or anything if possible. Add it in here. Just about like a ladle or two. And then you are just going to whisk until this starts thickening up. And this is gonna thicken up, and then you're gonna add it right back to the pan. And it's gonna thicken up all the soup. And make sure you keep whisking so there's no clumps of flour in it. So that's not good. So just keep on whisking. It's all gonna thicken up. So you can see here, let me grab this. See here? Just thickening up the soup. I'm gonna add a little bit more soup. This is very hard with one hand, let me tell you. Keep on whisking. If you just add it into the soup looking like that, it's gonna make the soup really clumpy. So you just want it to all break down. And actually, I think this is going to be enough. I don't need to do another batch to thicken it. so I'm probably gonna whisk it for another minute and I'll show you guys what it looks like. Okay, that looks about just right for me. So I'm gonna add it into my soup now, and that is just gonna thicken everything up. Then mix it all together. And it automatically thickens it and gives it that Grosh color. See that? Ah, burned myself. So good. I'm gonna let it simmer for about another 5 minutes and you are good to go, guys. This is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. I enjoyed making it so much. I have more Albanian recipes coming soon, so make sure you subscribe so you can see when they come out. Also, if you guys make this, please tag me on Instagram. I'd love to see your guys' recipe or your guys' recreations, and please let me know if you like it. I'm so excited for you guys to try it. Thanks for watching.